What is up, everybody? Horizon coming at ya, coming through. Today I'll be sharing my top 5 legendary assault rifles in the game. This is not facts and is entirely my opinion. I know that every gun can serve a purpose depending on the build and character that you play, so everything I'll be talking about today is from my experience. However, I believe that these 5 assault rifles are some of the best, if not the best. The guns are in no particular order, so without further ado, let's get started. Our first entry is the Rowans Call, and is one of my favorite guns in the game. I personally believe it's a top 5 weapon in the game, not just the top assault rifle. The Rowans Call is manufactured by Jacobs, and the red text reads, "Uh-oh," and maybe references like a third Calypso sibling or cousin? I don't know. I'm so glad I kept this weapon since the Queen and King's Call have been nerfed. This gun has been my go-to weapon for all activities, especially with the bottomless mags Moes. Basically, the Rowans Call is the assault version of the Queen's and King's Call. I personally think it's better since you have more room for error with your shots. Where the 2 pistols only give you 2 shots if you miss the crit, the Rowans Call gives you 20 chances to hit the crit. It's also fully automatic and comes in all elements. This gun is an absolute beast, and I'm praying to God that I can get this gun in all elements because it's that good. To acquire this gun, you must be lucky since it is a world drop from any lootable loot source. But in my experience, you will have a higher chance of getting this gun by farming in Eden 6. But RNG is RNG, so hopefully you are lucky. The only downside to this weapon is if you're not hitting your crits, this gun can feel like you're throwing marshmallows at a pup scag. So if you have potato aim, go play Flak. Our next entry is the Laser Sploder. I've been using this weapon for a long time, and I can honestly say that this weapon is definitely one of the better guns and legendaries in the game. If you only go by the stats and have sold or thrown this gun away, you have made a mistake. This gun melts mobs of enemies and does decent damage to bosses depending on the element you get. It comes in all elements, but I'm not sure if it can come in like a non-elemental version where it would probably do like explosive damage. I don't know. The red text reads, "Lasers does not equal explosions," which is written in the form of code for all you coding and computer science nerds. This one's for you. It refers to a moment back in Borderlands the pre-sequel where Tor claims that he hates laser weapons. Then, ironically enough, the pie-eating, grandma-yelling, explosive-loving CEO decides in Borderlands 3 to create a weapon that shoots lasers and explosives? This gun really excels in melting single targets. However, it shoots explosives that add splash damage to other enemies nearby. I like this weapon because you don't have to have really good aim, and it's just a perfect weapon for getting second wins and killing mobs. Our third entry is the Phaser, or Pfizer. The gun is manufactured by Vladoff and shoots laser-like projectiles. It does not shoot a beam like the Laser Sploder. Instead, it shoots like a normal weapon but adds like a laser effect to the projectile. The red text reads, "Set phasers to kill." I'm not sure what this is a reference to, but I think it's a Star Trek reference. Again, I'm not sure. The gun's special ability, like I mentioned earlier, is it shoots laser-like projectiles that deal increased damage. It also always has a shotgun underbarrel to poach any skags nearby. The phaser can come in all elements, but I'm not sure if it can come in a non-elemental version, since it is a Vladoff. So I guess if it did come in a non-elemental form, it will shoot like a white laser-like projectile. Hey yo man, you mean like sperm? Huh? Yeah, like sperm. Smoothly transitioning to another topic, the phaser really excels in killing mob enemies and their badass counterparts. Compared to the Laser Sploder that has a limited range, the phaser has crazy damage output that you would not find if you only look at the stats. It has large magazine size, low recoil, and a good fire rate, and plus it's amazing damage. It's just a freaking beast. If you get a radiation one, you can definitely see just how versatile this weapon is. So be good so Uncle Marcus can gift you a phaser on Mercenary Day. The fourth entry is the Lucians Call. The red text reads, "What's next?" I think I might have figured it out. So the Queen's Call is Tyrene, right? And the King's Call is Troy. The Rowans Call could be Typhon, and the Lucian's Call is Typhon's wife, Lita. That is my theory. What do you guys think? The Lucian's Call is basically if a Vladoff assault rifle had a baby with the Queen's Call or Rowan's Call. They all share the ability of if you score a crit, it will ricochet and not consume any ammo. The gun comes in all elements. Again, I'm not sure if it can come in a non-elemental version. I'm pretty sure it can't, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. The Lucian's Call is basically if the Rowan's Call had lower damage, higher fire rate, and larger magazine. The Lucian's Call excels at clearing adds, compared to the Rowan's Call, which can struggle if you're not critting. The Lucian's Call has a large magazine and insane fire rate, which makes the gun more forgiving. I would not recommend using the Lucian's Call for killing bosses. It really excels at clearing adds. This gun is an absolute beast, and if you can get this gun, you should keep the gun. It has great synergy with all the characters, and you won't be disappointed. Our fifth and final entry is the Hilux Assault Rifle, which is manufactured by Dahl. The red text reads, "The stars are better off without us," which is a reference to the science fiction series The Expanse. The gun's special ability is in its name. It shoots out a helix projectile, so if you ever saw like a DNA molecule, that's what it looks like. And guys, I am finally sure that this gun can come in all elements, including a non-elemental version. The gun just feels so good. It's like picking up a ACR or Ass Clapper rifle from Call of Duty. The reason it's so good is because it's so versatile. You get great damage and ammo consumption since one shot counts as 3 projectiles. It is good for every activity, and I would recommend trying to get this gun in as many versions because it's that good. The gun doesn't really dominate a category like mobbing or bossing. It's just a well-rounded doll killing machine. Unfortunately, all of these guns on my list are world drops, so hopefully your RNG is amazing and you guys can experience these weapons for yourselves. That ends my top 5. I do have some honorable mentions like the Damned and the Alchemist Assault Rifle. That thing is pretty good, but only in certain situations, hence it didn't make my list. So comment below if you think my list is trash or it's pretty good. If you can think of another AR that should have made it on this list, what would it have been? Leave that all in the comment section below. And friends, I will see y'all in the flip side.